What's going on, everybody? Brian here from PNW Vintage Outdoors. Let's go see if we can't drum up a summer steelhead. We're going to go give it a try. Been kind of weak this year so far, but maybe we'll get lucky today. So make sure you stay tuned. We got some rain. We got some cooler weather. Hopefully it's going to take care of itself for us, but we'll see what happens. It's like hunting unicorns.
All right. Hiking out. I got on the good old copper P-line spoon and a nightmare jig. These two of the old reliables that we use. There's other baits we can use too. We could use sand shrimp, we can use beads, we can use all kinds of different stuff. But I think today I'm going to throw these two and just see what happens, what kind of magic we can turn up, and got to go from there. I think that there's nobody out here at all, which is good. Normally we'd be real high temp. Right now it's 49 degrees, so it's cool enough. I feel pretty confident that should have some good fish activity coming along, and if anything, hopefully something wants to play, whether that be a nice trout or a steelhead or a springer that's in the river here. Right. Let's go ahead and cross this old creek here. Hopefully we don't fall in. It's got pretty good flow coming down, but it should be alright. So these trees came down here in the middle of winter. They must have washed down from upriver there. So felt soles in this type of creek crossing are absolutely imperative. And notice I don't use a wading staff. Some people do. It's probably not a bad piece of safety equipment to have, but you can see that we have a lot of exposed river rock, and we got trees and stumps and all that. Now felt soles don't work on this. This is all nice and slimy. So we just take our time, make sure we don't snag up our waders, get around it. But we don't have a super high flow of water, so that tells me that the main river is going to be in pretty good shape. I'll show you how I start my sequence when I'm out here fishing. I'll just go ahead and drop this jig out there. Now I'm set at about 2 feet deep, and I know that right out where this riffle is here is about 2.5 to 3 feet deep, and some people are like, well, steelheads sit in real deep water. Well, they can, but they can also sit in very shallow water. I never leave any stone unturned, but I know that they're not going to be like right here next to the bank. But we're just going to let that jig tick the bottom there. And I might have to deepen up or shallow up a little bit. As you can see, it might float kind of bouncing along the bottom there. But we'll see if there's a trout that sees it and then wants to give it a good grab. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But a trout will sit there, that's for sure. We might wade out a little bit further and get over into that deeper seam on the other side. We're going to work our way all the way down through the run there, see if there's anything hanging out. This is pretty shallow water. I'm only just above my ankles in all reality. Now, that can be a real productive shoot up there too. We might go up there and give that a try. What a beautiful morning on the river though. That wasn't a fish, that was a rock. That line mended. Got a nice slow controlled drift. Yeah, there's a little coho smoke that jumped behind it. One thing I do sometimes, once I kind of get into that nice deep pocket there, I'm just going to let lines slowly out. And you'll see a lot of other guys do the same thing. There could be a fish sitting right there and this tail out. Main thing is that you don't want to allow too much slack in your line. And the reason for that is if you do get a bobber down, you flip your bail up and you reel down until you feel it. A lot of people, you'll see them jerk. Not necessarily the best thing. It's always good to allow the fish to eat. fade out a little bit further. You can kind of see. That's a pretty good depth there. See if anything's sitting on the other side of that gravel bar, the other side of that riffle where it's nice and calm. So I fished this little slot and bucket. Had a issue with my bait caster. Don't know what was going on with it, and so I ended up switching out to a big bead. Hopes that there might be a Chinook up in here. Might see that big old bead and decide to inhale it, but I'm gonna move down river here. There's another turn I want to fish and just kind of see what's going on. Even though you get some trouble with all of your gear, sometimes, you know, you got to just kind of work with it, figure it out. I think it was the spool break on it giving me a little bit of an issue there, but it's always hard to say, like, did I bump it? You know, I had it set up pretty good, but just fix your stuff, come out here and enjoy this. You don't ever want to get frustrated with your gear, as frustrating as it can be. It can ruin your day when you're supposed to be having a good time. And you know, you want to come out here and try to enjoy yourself as much as possible, especially, you know, you get a break in the rain. It's cool. You're not sweating to death. You're not getting soaked. You know, just got to take it for what it is. Get on a beautiful river and just enjoy your time. Don't let a little bit of bad gear get you down, or a little bit of a hiccup. So maybe we'll try fishing this little flat here. See if anything turns up. Might shift over and fish over there a little bit. See if anything's hanging out there. Doubtful, but there could be something hanging out over in that area at that tail out. Water's crystal clear, and you know, never come out here with a high expectation. You just come out and put your time in. That's the most important thing. We got a little shoot here, a little soft spot. It just looks good, so I think I want to try it. I'm just curious, see if anything's sitting over in that shallow or maybe up against that bank. I don't know. Always start close, relatively close. Go to where you think that you're going to find something. It's like that. Let that jig work through there. I'm staying way back off. I'm not wading all the way out there yet because I just want to see if there's something hanging out here a little bit closer. Right on the edge of that seam. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Well, I'm gonna hike back up. Just had a boat go by. They didn't look like they were too happy. Any day on the boat's good though. I mean, it's just what it is. They're only about 2 miles below where they launched at, or where I kind of figured they launched at. Might try the creek over here a little bit. Rain may have shut things down just a little. Usually it kind of helps a little, especially when we have summer and, you know, everything gets kind of dry over time. But and the foxgloves are blooming. Everything looks really nice, and you know, there's fish here, but it could just be a little bit of hesitant bite this morning. And you know, that happens with steelhead fishing quite a bit. You know, some days are just red hot where you're just burying fish, and then other days there might be one, might be two, and then a lot of the time there's nothing. And it's just what it is. And for a lot of people to get discouraged really fast steelhead fishing, and it's really, this isn't like fishing for hatchery trout where they're in the lake and they're trapped. They're, you know, they're all of them are wild, but you know, there's a lot to be said about weather conditions, water clarity, and time of day. You know, it's edging near 10 o'clock right now, which isn't notoriously been the best time for catching summer steelhead. More times than not, it's a little bit of a you know, early morning game, really early morning game. But there again, nonetheless, I mean, how can you beat this? Get out here. Only one other boat. That's it. I've only seen one boat. They're down around the corner now. I was down there. They're down around the corner. They're working some spinners, and hopefully they're having a good day. And I certainly wouldn't wish ill will on anybody out here giving it a shot, because that's what it takes. It just takes some time and effort and energy and all that. So try fishing my way back to the truck and hopefully put something on this video of substance. But you know, we're seeing some fish. There's some swimming around right there. they're just a little bit small though, but there's always definitely life in a river, no matter what you think. There's life here. Mergansers over there filling up on fry, and you know, there's fish around. They're just being selective, and can you blame them? I mean, if you're going to eat, you want to eat something that looks good, right? Maybe I don't have what looks good today. But, you know, there again, there might be one that's like, I'm so hungry, I'll eat out of a garbage can. So, you just never know. But I think I'm going to flip this spoon out here. It's nice and bright. And, you know, nice little rest flat again. Just to try one more time. You know, now that I got the issues worked out with old bait caster. Hopefully I don't backlash again or do something weird on me. But I'm just going to give it a shot, see what happens, watch the kites feed, and yeah, watch the merganser feed, and eat all the future big fish that I would love to have. But, you know, everybody's got to live out here. So let's see what happens, and maybe something will turn up. All right. Well, no fish. Tried real hard, and it was pretty slow out there today. You know, I know that there's some guys that are really on top of it, and you know, they're out here every day and they're figuring out where the fish are at and everything else. But for just getting out for the morning, you can't beat it. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the scenery, some of the chat and the talk and everything else. It's one of those things where, you know, you just go out and you try, and that's all you can do. You can't really do anything else but to give it your best shot, try some different baits, try some different presentations, and see what the magic, you know, lure or bait's going to be. But, I mean, you can't beat taking a walk in the woods like this. You got the creek back there, and it's really nice out here. So, hopefully, turn up some fish here pretty soon. Maybe we just got to let some of this bad weather pass by. Try something a little different, and, you know, not necessarily get after it so hard this week until we get a little bit of a warm up and a little more stable weather, and see if the fish want to cooperate this next week. So anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, make sure that you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, that's okay too, but if you want to see more content coming out of the Pacific Northwest, fishing and scenery and everything else, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. So until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Thanks for letting me share with you. Hope you guys all have a wonderful day wherever you're at.